Hi there! Happy to see you back on my channel. My name is Victoria, and today in this video I want to share with you my experience of living in Germany to help you to understand how possible to live in Germany with no German skill set or having the bare minimum, and if it's one of the crucial part you need to consider before moving to Germany, or it may be the point that you can work out along the way of integrating to the new country and the new culture. To be fully transparent, I would share with you in a nutshell my story, how I moved to this country. I shared part of that when in another video about learning German. Definitely review that if you are searching for some books recommendation and some inspiration how to learn German. But in a nutshell, I moved to Germany as the master student, so I was part of the project where two universities signed up the contract, so the program was in English, so it made my way so smooth to move here and to stay for one semester. I never had an idea that I would stay here and have my residence permit in this country, but I took step by step and figure out how to go through all the bureaucracy, all the settling down routine, and share that on another video. But here I know that quite often when I speak to my colleagues from, for example, from the US or from other countries, I recognize that quite often people see a lot of benefits to move to Germany. So I definitely would record a video about my top 5 reasons why Germany is a good country to stay, but in this video I want to focus specifically on the language perspective. I know that people are very much concerned about moving to Germany without no local language skill set, and it's pretty obvious, but from my own experience, I lived for 1.5 years in super tiny, more students like town here in Germany with no English or with no German skills at all, and there was technically a bit of difficulties because I always needed someone, so some supporter to go with me to open my bank account, to give me an appointment, to go to registration, to get the registration number, to get all the state's offices visited. So during my first period, of course, there was a lot of bureaucracy. If you don't know, Germany is a very bureaucratical country, so you need papers for everything, and especially during your first 2 years, I would say, settling down here, you always are receiving and sending some mails, not emails only, but also physical ones, and you always go for some appointments that are called termin here in Germany. But you get used to that, and I believe that at the very beginning I couldn't stay by myself, so I definitely needed some help, because as I may share that I knew few words, literally like Schweben, Auf Wiedersehen, Hallo, or Guten Tag. It was so primitive that those words were never in use in my vocabulary and my real life when I was staying in Germany. So that's why I realized that pretty early that I need to urge myself to learn some German. So that's why step by step I started going through the learning curve and realized that okay, I started speaking some German. But if you are considering to move to some bigger cities like Berlin especially, that is well known for its multicultural background, so it means that people from all around the world are coming to this place, you would find yourself pretty comfortable with staying in country with no progressing too much in German skills. I know that from the respect perspective, I would say it's always great to invest some time and to learn not only language but also cultural aspect of the country you choose as your new home place. But if we are talking purely about like your lifestyle as usual, I'm pretty sure you would find a lot of international people around. So whenever I'm going to walk somewhere, I always hear plenty of different languages. With English, it's super easy because all the services here, I mean like customer services, are always capable of giving you the service in English. There was one case when I was changing my internet provider, home internet provider, and I was confirming the statements that they were listing, and I asked them to list them in English. Unfortunately, there was any way to translate it to me, so I kind of confirmed that new contract kind of blindly, because anyway my German skills is not perfect, so I couldn't understand everything. But there was a rare case when the service couldn't be given me in English. Despite that fact, regarding the landlords, right now I feel like more and more landlords are going to give you the tour in English, also like giving you some explanation in English, so it's pretty easy. Again, that might be the case when your landlord or the agency that is taking care about your specific apartment that you are applying for might be very much German oriented, so that's why it would be beneficial for you to speak some German with them. But again, it's not the must to have, at least in Berlin. I've heard a lot of stories about Munich, that seems to be really the huge hub for international people as well, but from the perspective that people told me, they felt like it was way more often a situation occurred when they were asked to speak at least some German. In Berlin, I know many friends who doesn't speak any German at all, or literally know only few words in German. So that's why if you are considering moving to Germany, so Berlin would be the city that you can definitely choose and settle down there while you are gaining some knowledge in German language. Because if you want to go to some rural area, to some more calmer area, like smaller cities, or you in general want to travel across Germany, of course, in that case, I definitely would recommend you to go at least with someone who speaks German, or trying to gain some knowledge in German, so you can easily benefit from the visiting some rural area and speaking to people. Also worth to mention that in supermarkets everything is being in German, but you definitely can work that out, because you see the numbers, you understand, you try compiling the labels under the fruits or vegetables or any sort of product you can purchase in supermarket, and then figuring out what is that. And it's kind of easy lift because it's word by word, and you can definitely Google them and translate immediately, and through that routine you probably would go into some better understanding of German. But also for English speaking people, there are plenty of opportunities for networking. If you are coming here for a while, or you want to stay in the country, you definitely can search for some meet-up events, and majority of them are actually held in English. So that's why you literally go anywhere and you can find someone who can speak to you in English. A few days back I also been on the tram station waiting for the public transport, and there was a lady who looked very much like office lady, and she was really speaking English very well. She had a phone discussion with the customer probably and asking about some documents. So I see that the industry in Germany is increasing, because right now Germany is inviting as much immigrants as possible. Of course, Germany has a big benefit of that, but people are also benefiting from the system that is working here. Again, there are a lot of myths or misinterpretation of some points, so I'll definitely take a moment and record another video for you about why it's so beneficial to move to Germany and have your career and your life in a new country. But if the only blocker you have right now is language, I bet you shouldn't be concerned about that too much, just because many people come here and trying to learn German just while being here, being faced to some issues, and then trying to figure out. And in any case, you can always hire someone who can support you. For example, if you are signing the contract, if you are going to some state office, you definitely can request some support, and it's expensive. It's something around 90-100 euro per hour, but you don't need it actually every single week, so it's a few times when you hire a person and that's it. Also, talking from my personal experience, I can say that right now I work in the huge company, international company that is called Audible. So even though I'm employed in Germany, my contract was duplicated in English and in German, so that's why the signing the contract the contract papers was super easy and smooth process, because my previous company that's also been international never gave me the another version, like English version, to my contract. So again, I was like taking some risks on signing up my papers without too much understanding. So that's why I'm giving the advice that if you feel like you are not capable of solving this issue by yourself, do not ignore that, just find the right person who can support you. But in general, the conclusion of the video, like German language is not that difficult, maybe for me, because that's my another foreign language. I learned English, so that's why whenever you have one foreign language, it's easier to build on a new skill with another language. But I'm pretty sure you would figure that out if you have some learning experience in other languages, or you do speak English, obviously, because you are watching this video. At some point you would get a momentum when you start figuring out and understanding what's going on in German grammar, in German vocabulary, because I believe vocabulary is specifically quite often similar to English or to French, just because it's the same language family. I hope this video gave you some more light to real experience how to live in Germany without German skills. But it's definitely, if you are searching for some recommendation, you can review the video, and I would definitely come up with another video about why you should move to Germany. Stay tuned and see you in the next video. Bye bye.